Okay, so hello and welcome back. So in this video I want to show you, I wanted to basically do a couple of experiments using some inductors, but the only inductors that I have, I have taken these inductors out of some power supply circuits, and the only inductor that I have which I know the value of is this inductor over here, which is 100 microhenry, and the other ones I just simply don't know the value of them. So what I want to do, I can see a couple of inductors over here. This is actually a power supply board that I basically ordered on the internet a while ago, and it had some sort of problem. So what I want to do is that I want to actually get rid of, get these inductors out. There are a few inductors over here, like this one over here. If you can see it, this inductor and this inductor, there are these two inductors that we can take out. There is also this inductor. There is these capacitors here that we can take out, and then in the process you will be able also to see how to use a soldering iron, and of course I'm sure you're already familiar with that. But we get to, there is this rotary switch that we can take out of here, which we might be able to use somewhere, and that's basically what I want to do right now. So in order to take this apart, what I want to do is well, normally what I would do is that I would basically use my soldering iron to desolder these joints over here, and then take this out. But I think I'm going to just simply use a hot gun. Let me see. Okay, so basically this is a soldering station, or I don't know, so what you call it. So you turn it on, and you can set your temperature over here. You see over here 101 degrees, I think, degrees Celsius. Okay, and then this is just the blower in this. There is a motor in over here that basically blows air out of this thing, and then there is a coil over here that gets hot, and then basically there is air being pumped from here, from this motor down here, and then the air comes through this coil, and then you will, as a result, you will have hot air coming out of this nozzle at the end. And so this basically, this knob over here sets the speed of that motor, and this sets the temperature of the coil. Okay, so now if I, and there is a there is an electronic component in this handle over here. You see over here, as I lift it, it turns on, and as I put it down, it goes back to around 100 degrees Celsius. So as I lift it, the temperature starts rising, and as I place it down, the temperature goes down. And that's basically done by that that there is a, it's some sort of a magnetic switch. That magnetic, and this holder over here down here is a magnet. There's a magnet in here. Once that switch comes in contact with, basically it comes in the vicinity of that magnet, that switch is basically turned off and on, and then that's basically how this thing works. It's basically used for surface mount components and things like that. Okay, so that's basically that. So I'm just going to use this this hot air blower to not, I mean, so that I don't have to desolder these joints, because it's a real, I mean, pain in the neck to desolder these things over here. So that's what I want to do now. And you need to be careful with this thing, because it actually gets it way too hot. It goes all the way up to around 350 degrees Celsius or so, or even 400 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so now I'm at 178 degrees Celsius, and I think it's not enough for this kind of job. So I hold it over here, and you can use some sort of, for example, a pair of tweezers or something to have to go all the way up to, for example, 250 or so. And you know, one more thing that you need to know about this is that before you get the hang of this, you could actually burn a couple of things rather than repair them. So, and I haven't used this in a very long time. Now I need a vise actually over here, but let's see if I can actually do it. It seems that it's hot enough, and you need to make sure that you don't touch the board. And it's not. Okay, so I have to try again. And you see, these capacitors also get hot when you do that, so you need to be careful not to damage anything. So let me try again. Go all the way up to 300. Okay. Oh, you see, I kind of damaged this part over here, but see that part is not coming out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to get rid of this part, because I want to break this anyway, so why do I really care about these things? I'm just simply going to break it. There is not much down there, so I don't even really have to go down there really. Oops, I burned myself. Okay. So as you can see, this way you can take care of this thing, and I think you can oops, there is not much here to take out except for this thing. I think you can take this out this way. Okay, and that's basically the switch I was looking for. So I can, in order to take the switch out, you have to desolder this board. Okay, so I might actually break this, so I'm going to just simply normally desolder the board. So this is a desoldering pump. You have to pump it this way and then release it this way, and that way there is a pumping action over here. So you have to go over here and then pump the solder out. And then you might actually need to use some solder here before you do the pumping. So what you want to do, and what you can do as most of the time, is that you could actually, if it's possible, make a blob here, which is right now most probably not possible yet. No, they are too far away, so you cannot do that. But you can do something like that, and for this kind of thing, if you have a vise, a small vise, that would help a lot. So Okay, so there is also one joint over here. I don't know if I can. I don't really care. I don't really care if I break it or anything. Okay, so this one is out, and then I will simply use this soldering iron here. Okay, so now you can hopefully safely get rid of that part as well. And of course I broke it, but it doesn't really matter because I didn't need it anyway. All I need is basically this switch over here that I'm going to get out. So I will desolder this switch. And like I said, you can use always some solder here before you desolder. That usually helps a lot. And these are some transistors, MOSFET. Let me see what they are. These are 1045L, BA75 751D or so. I think this is a diode and this is a transistor. You can use these in different. This is a diode, I think. This is a diode, and this is a transistor. These are useful things. You can build different things with this, with these two things. So I'll take them out as well. So in order to take these out, first I want to take this this inductor out. It says 470, I suppose, and this says 100. This is also an inductor, and then I will take these capacitors out as well. We can do a couple of things with them as well, and these two as well, and then also this inductor, probably we can do something with this as well. And that's basically that. And also this switch over here. This switch usually goes to a microcontroller, and then you can basically program or control your microcontroller using this switch, because it has something about, I don't know, about 200 I don't know, about 200 different states or so, and you can just keep turning and turning it. And then you usually control the microcontroller using this kind of switch. And that is a. And there we have an LCD, but I don't care about the LCD really. Okay, so let me take out this switch, and then we will get to the rest of the things. this thing must be. So sometimes you have to clean this thing. You open it this way. There is this thing over here, and you have to take care of it. So okay. And remember that you should not put too much pressure on your soldering iron on the tip, otherwise you will damage it pretty soon. So some people do that, and it's actually wrong. You shouldn't do that. Okay, so I can use this screwdriver, hopefully, to pry this up. And see, I still need to take care of these few joints. Okay. And this joint is also, there you go. Okay, so that is basically that. That's what I wanted. And I want to basically put this back here. Okay. This is something useful. You can use it in some projects. So that's basically that. So this is a switch. This is switch this way, and then you can also rotate it, and then I don't know, these go high, low, and so on. It does something. I don't exactly know what it does or how it works, but I know that you can use it with microcontrollers and things like that. So over here, I don't want to take anything. But I want to take, for example, this thing over here, this inductor. So Okay, so I'm going to just push it out. So there's my inductor, okay, and then I'm going to use this, and I hate having these around, so you have to put them back whenever you're done with them. And then I'm going to use this, okay. So now I want to take these two inductors out, these two little inductors. So, and I'm on 349 degrees Celsius, and you have to, first of all, you need good ice. Okay, so that's one. That's the other one. You need to be careful not to give it too much heat, otherwise you might actually break it. Okay, and then, for example, to take this capacitor out, or let's start with these two, this diode and this transistor. So you want to go over the diode, and when it starts melting, you start seeing it. And you don't want to keep your tweezers under your heater, otherwise you will burn your hands. And that's basically how you take that out. And the other one, for example, like this. Just for a few moments, and then there you are out. The next one, for example, this capacitor. You don't want to go over the capacitor itself, go around it and the leads. And of course these tweezers are not. Okay, so that's basically, for example, how you do that kind of thing. And for example, that is your capacitor, and the other one, for example, the same story. And then you will get some sort of feel for how much heat you need to give to each of these. For example, as I noticed, this capacitor needs much more heat compared to that transistor, for example. That's the kind of thing, and I'm not very experienced with surface mount things. Actually, I have no experience with that. I've never, in my whole life, I've never worked with surface mount components. Okay, so that's just like that. And I think it would be a good idea to have something, for example, a piece of metal or something, and workspace. Otherwise, as you can see, I'm burning this surface over here, but I'm kind of done anyway. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's that. I'm not really sure if these capacitors are still any good, but oops, come on, we got it diode as well, so that's always a good thing. Another diode. And there you go. Okay, and you need to be careful about touching your board. You're not supposed to touch your board. Okay. So now I got what I wanted, and I'm going to get rid of these things. Okay, so that's basically, I will keep this inductor here, and also this inductor, and also this inductor. Oops, it's still too hot. Okay, so now what you want to do, so now I just need to put these in here for now until I know what to do with them. And how do I make it? Some cardboard. I don't know. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I don't want to waste any time here. I put all of these in this box. Until we know more about these, I just put it somewhere over here. Forget about it. Okay. Now the next thing that we have, I don't know what this thing is. The next thing that we have is basically so I'm going to stop this video here because I want to, in the next video we will talk about inductors, and we will start from the low pass filter and the high pass filter and so on and so forth. So I'll see you in the next video.